Hello, Sam Spinella, your trusted real estate guy. So do you remember, if you're old enough to remember, we used to use the rotary dial phones and we'd wait forever and you'd turn it and you wait and you go and the worst numbers were the ones that had the zeros at the end because you have to pull it all the way around and then you go and then we went to the push button phones. From the push button phones, initially we had the flip phone. Now we have the smartphone. Do you remember the smartphone? The first smartphone was the Storm. The reason I bring this up is because things change and things change quickly, and they've been changing much quicker than they used to change. How does that reflect in housing? I can tell you a couple of different things. One is going to be trends. We used to have the paneled wood, and now we take the paneled wood out. We used to have the mirrors, now we take the mirrors out. We make it sheetrock, we make it look nice and more modern. What becomes a more modern way of selling? A house has not always been the asset that it's become. And so when we're looking to sell a house, there are different ways of doing it. It's not the same way that it used to be. There's multiple different expressions that I can use and examples that I can use as well that are going to make you think of how people used to do things. One interesting one is the ham in the oven. For many, many years, people would cut the ends off the end of the ham. They'd put it in the oven and they just kept on doing it. The reason initially started is because the oven was too small for the ham, and that's why they did it. So eventually they were cutting off the ends of the ham. Actually, there was no reason for it. Now there's ways to make things work that weren't really there before. You never knew how it would work. Thinking about relocating to the Silicon Valley? I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide. I've linked it down below. The best part is that this guide is 100% free. Just click the link in the description. Hope that helps. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I want to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly of the big, beautiful bill. And this is not a political statement. It's not a political channel by any stretch of the imagination. Please, no political comments. Let's talk about the big, beautiful bill. The big, beautiful bill, the good, bad, and the ugly, the real estate edition. So more inventory finally, incentives for new home construction. So here's the good of the good, bad, and the ugly for the real estate edition of the big, beautiful bill. The good is more inventory finally. The incentives for new home construction could help ease the housing shortage, especially in high demand areas. First-time home buyer assistance, expand tax credits, and down payment help might make homeownership more accessible for younger or lower income buyers. And infrastructure, the value boost. Investment in roads, transit, and broadband can lift the property values in the underserved areas. That's the good. The bad is going to be capital gains tax changes. Sellers, especially investors, may face steeper taxes on profits, reducing net proceeds and possibly discouraging sales. And that's not good. Might it be better for some home buyers? And so maybe that is a positive for some, but it will make people slow in selling if they're worried about paying capital gains. The other bad is zoning and regulatory complications. While aimed at streamlining development, new rules could unintentionally add red tape or favor big developers over smaller players. Now, when you look at the big developers versus the smaller players, the big developers, they have a big bottom line. The smaller players, they need to certainly watch their pennies much closer. The smaller players tend to develop smaller units though, and smaller plots of land, while the bigger developers will develop much larger projects. So that's going to make a difference on one side or the other. Maybe it will make a difference on the hindering of them growing from a small player to a bigger player. Now here's the ugly. Rate and inflation rebound risk. And this is one thing I think that really makes me pause. The rate and inflation of the rebound risk. If this bill injects too much money without enough supply, inflation could spike again, pushing mortgage rates higher and crushing affordability. Right now, we're currently on a trajectory where we are starting to see lower interest rates. Things are actually starting to level out. Inflation hates when new money comes in and is printed, and that's all we're doing. We're printing more money regardless of how you look at it. Now, does it stimulate the economy? We don't necessarily want that because we don't want high inflation, but hopefully it will actually level itself out. And it could also create false hope for affordability. If subsidies increase demand but supply still lags, which we've been seeing, prices could rise further, worsening the affordability crisis the bill was meant to fix. So let's see what happens with the big beautiful bill, the triple B. Now, here's my final thought. The big beautiful bill could reshape the real estate landscape, but as always, the devil's in the details. Let's stay informed, not just excited about it. Let's keep our eye on the ball and see what's happening. If you have any questions about this or anything else, I'm always here and happy to help. Hope you're having a great day.